Okay, this is our introduction. It says explore it. Flynn and Eden are playing a number game. They need each to find a way to make their target. They each need to find a way to make their target number by multiplying only the numbers on the tiles. So Flynn needs to make 28 and Eden needs to make 20, but they can only use these tiles. Push pause and write down Flynn's number on your desk or a piece of paper, and then list the way that you want to make the number 28. Okay, when you come back, let's see what we came up with. You guys should have maybe shared in class, but if you did not share in class, you are at home working, and we will do it the same way. So in order to make 28, the first thing that I think of is 4 times 7. But then when I look up here, there is no 4. There's a 7. So I have to do some problem solving to figure out how to make 4. Well, I know that 2 times 2 is 4. So if I do 2 times 2 times 7, then that will equal 28. So Flynn's number is 2 times 2 times 7. And I personally can't think of any other ways, but maybe you guys can. So if you did that right, great job. Now our next goal will be to try to make Eden's target number, and her number is 20. So we're doing the same thing, push pause and write down using only these tiles, how are you going to make 20? Okay, so you should have unpaused and you're going to be able to discuss it. Obviously, we cannot see. I'll make it a little smaller so we can see the numbers we can choose from. But we are trying to make 20. So in order to make 20, again, my brain went 4 times 5. But some of you guys may have put 2 times 10. But you're going to notice the same thing. There is not a 10 up here. But I can make 10 by going 2 times 5 with those tiles. And so that should work. This makes 10 times 2 is 20. But I still don't have 4 times 5. But just like earlier, I can do 2 times 2, which makes the 4, and then times the 5. And that will equal 20. What tiles did both Flynn and Eden use? Now, of course, I had to erase because I'm working with the computer, and it only lets me write certain things without really stressing out. So what do they both have in common? Well, this one has a 2, that one has a 2. So they use 2. This one has a 2, this one has a 2. And so they used a 2. But the other ones, they don't have that in common. So they both use 2, which means that they have 4. And we will call that something. There's a mathematical term for that, but we're not going to worry about that quite yet. Let's see what the next question says. The next question says, what do the numbers on the tiles all have in common? So take a pause, discuss it in the class. What do they have in common? Okay, did you come up with that they are something called prime numbers? That means that they are only divisible by itself and 1. So let's see if I can write that with my, they are only divisible by 1. And the math term, the big brain word, is prime. They are prime numbers. So there is our explore it.